Hey guys, what's going on this lovely Tuesday? We are back. The Coastal Critiques panel is back with our recap review of this week's Real Housewives of Atlanta. This was the season finale. So art imitates life.
Woo!
Yeah,
16, huh? Sweet 16 it is.
It's been a long time coming, and but we made it. We made it, and we just need to pat ourselves on the back because we definitely stuck this out. And you know, it sometimes some weeks I didn't really have a lot to say, but we made it. We made it through. So
man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Thank you guys for joining us. The Coastal Critique panel here. Follow me and Barb. Barb Meets World has her own channel. Please go subscribe to her channel, like on her channel, because she is streaming live from, for our last our last regular season of season 15. Over, out of here, done. Finito. Get it out of here. Get it out of here. So yes, so please follow Barb.
You said get it out of here. I don't know. Word on the curb is, we might really be getting it out of here. Like, we're talking full cast reboots. So
there's a lot of talk. There's a lot of discussion. There's a lot of things going on. And, we got to give our 2 cents, Barb. We got to give our 2, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12 cents. We got to give it to them. So yeah, but let's get the business taken care of. Like I said, please subscribe to Barb Meets World channel. She also is on TikTok, and she also has an Instagram on all platforms. She is Barb Meets World. Please subscribe to my sis. She puts out great content. She's the bomb. Love her to death. Okay, no, I love her too much.
I feel the same. So y'all need to, of course, subscribe to my good sis California Cutie on all those platforms as well, because we need to spread the wealth and the everything, the love equally. So do the same thing.
Yep, and please, and on your way in, like the video, please leave us a comment. If you play back game, definitely leave us a comment below, the comment section down there where it says live and all that good stuff. Because I know for a long time I didn't know that I could interact with my YouTubers when I first got on. I didn't know. I didn't know how it really worked. I was trying to fiddle and diddle and didn't even know how to on my own channel. I had no idea. So sometimes we sound redundant, maybe saying these things over and over again, but you never know. There might be that 1 or 2 or 10 or 12 or 100,000 new subscribers.
Especially because they've changed the live and the they're always changing something on YouTube. So Absolutely. It is to reiterate, if you guys don't know where to find these sections and stuff like that, never ask.
Yes. So comment below, leave us a comment, even if it's not about this specific thing or something that you want to tell one of us or both of us, just leave it below and we'll get it. We do read our comments. Be nice, people. Be nice. No, y'all nice. It's good. Leave your comment. We respect your opinions, even if they don't agree with ours. Me and Barb don't always agree either. So it's no biggie. We can agree to disagree. No biggie. Long as we ain't saying, well, my answer right and your answer wrong, then that's the problem. Yeah, we don't have that kind of time. So, like Barb said, we are getting ready for Real Housewives Review, season 15, episode 16, the art of imitating. Art imitates life. Art imitates life. And we all know who that's referring to, right? I know I did. Do you know what you do it referring to? Because I know I know it's referring to the art of the movie The Past, right? It's the art of the movie.
You watch it yet?
I haven't watched it yet because I let my Peacock subscription move on a minute. So I was like, all right.
I didn't have it.
Yeah, because I think the last time I had it, it was when the first season of Ultimate Girls Trip, because they was filming it there first. And then when they flipped it back over to Bravo, I think I'll let it go. And so I definitely need to want to get back. I'm gonna find out who in the family guy. Well, I'm gonna find out who in the family guy who can share it with me first. Because I really don't feel like paying for it right now. I mean, it's only $6, $5.
But it's just like you're literally only going to watch that and then be
and everything else is gonna be on Bravo. And then everything will be on Bravo.
I'm gonna watch it. I meant to watch it.
I want to watch it. I'm kind of mad. Well, I don't feel as much out of the loop because you and I both have been busy. So that's a good thing that we both haven't watched it. I don't have one leg up over it and you don't. Did you get to watch Speak on It?
After
recorded me too. I didn't get I was out. I had to get the cut up version of it. And I'm very, very upset about that. But yeah. I'm very happy that it came back because we could have got nothing. We could have got nothing. Let's say hello to a couple of people that are here. First one in the building, my Sleepy. Hey, Sleepy. Thank you for listening, my love. Hope work goes quick and fast for you, honey bun. Hopefully, you know, you just get it in and get it out, get that money, and don't let that money make you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. And then Miss Ray all day. Hey. Ray, thank you for joining us. We appreciate you always in the building. Our sisters in the building. Well, Reeds. And of course, we have to make sure she puts those pink hearts in the, you know, we have to have those pink hearts in the chat. That's how you can say hello to Barbara. She can catch it really quickly. And of course, you can put some cuties in the chat. And I also like the orange hearts because still it's like the sun, California. Yeah. Play on my little sun. We make the sun a heart. So that's what we do. Okay. So,
it's very sunny today.
Oh man, yes. We are at the end of this little other heat wave.
It was 93. It's
not out there with you? Out there with you?
My car said that earlier. Alexa, what's the weather?
Right now in Vista, it's 89 degrees Fahrenheit with clear skies and sun.
That's hot for them. That's hot for San Diego or any of that. Well, guess what I'm at?
Also, there's an excessive heat warning in effect until Wednesday.
Alexa, stop.
You see where I'm at?
Yeah, I'm trying not to say what the F.
Right now, we're at 102. At 4 o'clock, it'll be 101. At 5 o'clock, it'll be 100. At 698. Tonight around 10 o'clock, it'll be 83.
Never mind.
So when you go to complain about how hot it is, just know your big sister's up here frying.
I'm good. The air, I'm sitting right under this vent. Like
my living room area is so cold. Like where the husband is, it's cold in there. Where I'm at, it's comfortable. The air doesn't go up to the upstairs, and it's warm up there, cold down here. Comfortable where I'm at. I'm downstairs, but I'm in the room where the door is closed. So I'm comfy. Trust me.
We do not play those games over here.
Hey, what I was going to say? The heat is set.
Yeah,
my life right.
I believe that. I fully believe that. Houston, yeah.
Oh, that's right. You that close to me, my love. We next door neighbors. Me and Ray. We next door neighbors. We gotta go hang, right? We gotta hang one day. We gonna do like
a meetup because there's like
we're gonna go meet up at Scandia. I know you know that. It's right. It's probably in between the both of us.
Apple Valley. Oh,
yeah. Apple Valley is next door to Hesperia. Apple Valley. All of that is all next door to each other. It's like you have to go inward. I'm on the. I don't. They go inward. Into the into the Hesperia. Yes.
Dang. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Yeah. We
very close. Very close. So Ray gets it. She gets the heat. We get, and you know what? It's crazy because Ray, where she lives at, one of my friends lived out there for a long time, and it would snow. She's like, it's snowing at my house. I'm like, what you mean it's snowing? You live in California. And this is before I moved out here and it snowed. But honey, I was like, this was 20 years ago.
My old coworkers live like Palomar Mountain, or like literally lives on the mountain, which that far from here, but it's up the mountain, and it be snowing up there sometimes if it gets cold enough.
Elevate. Mm-hmm.
Like
The
he has a
elevator.
whole like, log cabin. He has a. I'm good. I don't want to live.
Me and my youngest and both the boys, they both, because they're in school right now, they're both like, okay, winter can come, winter can come, winter can come. I'm like, I know, baby, I know.
I love the fall.
I love the fall too. The winter can stay away. I like the fall because it still gives you the breeze. It still gives you a little sun, gives you a little coolness. You can wear a little scarf with your
I
little.
like to wear a flannel.
I love a flannel too. I just got into those recently, but I love a wear scarf. Give me a little knitted scarf, and I like knit my own, crochet my own scarf. So I love that. I really do. Oh, you know what? I have to make my. Oh, I do have my glasses on. I can see my I can actually see what I need to see. But anywho, without further ado, let us get started on our last supper.
Oh, hey, princess.
I didn't see. Oh, you know what? Because my thing is highlighted on her. It was highlighted on you, sis. It was just sitting there, so we wouldn't highlight. Hey there, your royal one. All right, you want to get it started? You want me to start it?
I didn't take note of the little opening clip.
All that crap neither. I started off with at Sanya's at the doctor's office.
Yeah. So Sanya is headed in to see Dr. Jackie, of course. And we would assume Ross is with her, right? No, joke's on us. There's a knock on the door, and it is none other than Marlo. She's there to be a support system, which they like it. I love it, whatever. But again, I would be lying if I'm not already feeling as though that is going to kind of be the same type of gist that we're getting throughout the duration of her pregnancy. I really just don't understand why. I hope she really wanted to have this baby, because if she just did that to appease him.
Well, on the other hand, just before we say that, at least, if not to appease him, Deucey really wants his little sister. So not for nothing, Deucey gonna be the most happy, the most excited, until he has to smell those diapers and stuff. Other than that, he's gonna be happy. No, but other than that, I feel like Sanya will be okay. Sanya's very resilient, so and I don't want to use the word. We always say, Black women, we're so strong. We don't want to be strong. We don't want that torch all the time. We don't want to carry that torch all the time. So with that, like you said, it's the setup. It's like, dude, usually what they're doing in the beginning, and that starts from the relationship to if it's the relationship of your pregnancy, whatever they're doing in the beginning is usually how it's going to end, how it's going to go through, and how it's going to end. So we can have all the high expectations as we want, but if she doesn't have those same high expectations for the relationship with her husband during the pregnancy, then what we gonna do? We can't change it. But what we do see that, he's not there. He's not there.
Yeah.
Well, let me just say before we finish, hey, Cleopatra.
Hey, Cleo. How are you?
Hey, lady. Thank you for joining us. All right, go ahead, my sister.
Ross couldn't be there, and this is her first official ultrasound appointment. And she also makes mention of how she wants to show as much recognition to this pregnancy as she did the first pregnancy, because oftentimes I do see sometimes, especially if the children are back to back, or if it's like a boy after another boy, like sometimes it does get, a bit overshadowed. But I think what was super telling about when she said that was that when she was growing up, her parents kind of put her on this pedestal, I guess, where she was the star, and her sister felt a way about that. And I'm like, you don't say. Well, that probably set the stage for why you guys are in the boat you're in now. I don't know if anybody else clocked that, but I definitely did.
I didn't hear that specifically, but hearing it from you and knowing that's what was said, yeah, I can see that. I can see that. I just for some reason missed. I might have walked away because I need to, like, if I walk away from the TV, I can miss something. I need to be looking at their mouth, watching everybody's body language, being real nosy, looking back behind what's going on and who's walking through the door and what the dog's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So for some reason I missed that, but I agree. You know, I have 5 children. I treated each one of my pregnancies as if they were their own entity, their own pregnancy, their own kid. That's how I did. I know you're not, and people have said that. I know you're not having another baby shower. Who not having another baby shower? I ain't never asked nobody to throw me baby shower. My first was thrown for me. My second was thrown for me. Milani's was thrown for me. Micah Lee, I threw myself because he's my 4th baby. And I think that's when people were like, you throwing another baby shower? Yes. And I am. And is it your business? And is you not bringing no gift because you ain't invited everyone?
Understand the big deal. Like, what do you mean? Why wouldn't you?
Because people have their own conceptions on what they want, and that's fine. Your multiple children. Don't have a baby shower for yours. Nobody's forcing you to. But I did, and I had one from McKinley as well. He's the baby. And not for nothing, I always had a girl, a boy, a girl, a boy. But my last 2 were 2 boys, but I still did it. I still did a baby shower. I didn't keep all that stuff. And they're 3 years apart, but each pregnancy is different, and you do want them to have their own, like before they were pregnant or when they were pregnant. Oh, this is when I was pregnant with this baby. Oh no, this was when I was pregnant with this baby. I have all that. So yeah, I agree with Sanya, and it's unfortunate that parents do that when one has a bigger talent than the other. We don't mean to do that.
They better do the Tina Lawson thing and put them in therapy at a young age to kind of mend that, so there's no animosity and all that. I think that was the smartest thing you could possibly done, and that's probably why you don't see Solange up here now scowling.
Mugging.
Yeah,
right. Right. I understand that. Yeah, I agree with that. And if you can't do counseling, at least try and pay attention, especially if you're in a 2-parent household. If one is doing one thing, let one parent deal with one parent and one kid and let the other parent deal with the other kid, so that their time feels like it is being split up and both parents are not going to one and one not the other way around. You know what I'm saying? So you just got to pay attention. It doesn't really take much. It really don't take much, but sometimes we fall short, and we do. We parents, and we make mistakes. Hey, Two-Face. They do, boo. And please hit that like button, like Mom says, say. Please hit that like button, please. So yeah.
As of right now, Sanya is measuring 5 weeks and 5 days. I don't remember what Dr. Jackie told her.
5 months, 5 weeks. She was 5 weeks on the last one.
Okay, so math was a little bit off. It wasn't too much of a big deal, except for the fact that Sanya wants to have Ducey, roped into this whole thing from the get-go. We talked about it last week. Probably was not the best idea. Typically, parents don't, share that with the young. If there's another older sibling still young, sometimes it's not in the best interest to have them abreast to the situation right from the get-go, because you never know what could happen, unfortunately.
Yeah.
So Dr. Jackie finally made mention of that during this scene, and she was kind of like, I wouldn't recommend, just, keep feeding him information or whatever. But he is resilient. So basically I was like, well, it's too late, but just FYI, I wouldn't have done that. But since you did, here we go. And I think Marlo made a video or a picture. She took some pictures or whatever.
You make a video to dumb and put on the dang on video.
Idiot. Just idiotic. So idiotic.
The flash wasn't on. The flashlight just came on.
Just really, why are you even here? We don't know.
That's
Um,
and that's
but-
more of anything.
I'm confused because I'm like, why wouldn't your sister or your mom just come then if he couldn't be?
She said she literally called Marlo on the way to the doctor in the car. Why? Why would you call Marlo? When is it? Why? What? I wish we could know exactly. Like, was that the next day of whatever? Because I really don't feel like their relationship is like that close. Like they're not. It was just odd. And even Marlo's sarcasm. Oh, I hope you don't have an odor. Who are you talking to?
I don't
That's
know.
bad taste. I just did that was not cute. And then, well, as far as Ducey was concerned and Dr. Jackie is concerned, even with the 5 weeks and when that even changed up, and I don't even know because we don't get through the whole thing, but you can tell, basically that the fetus is not growing. What she said she saw was different than what she saw the first time. I was trying to figure out what that was. I didn't see no difference. And so even I don't know, it just felt odd. I feel like Dr. Jackie might have already knew something was kind of wrong and that she should have looked bigger than when she told her again 5 weeks and 6 days. When she reiterated it to her, it was almost like, yeah, I'm telling you this. I told you it was 5 and 6 weeks. 6 days. Yeah, I was off, but I really feel like if she would have had everybody in the room, she might have been able to tell her like, it seems like, she might have went in a little bit deeper. Like, I seem like you would have been further, or your calculation was off. Let's make sure. When was your last cycle? Do you really know? Because that's all it really starts with. How much you remember your last cycle. And if you don't, then yeah, your calculations can be thrown off. But if she did know her exact, then Dr. Jackie could be exact. Then Dr. Jackie can tell that the fetus is not growing, and she would have known that right then. And I feel like that's another reason why she told her about Ducey, and keeping him, trying to keep him out the loop a little bit, even though it was too late. But even still, it was a lot. It was a lot. What you say, Princess? I wouldn't have told that y'all. All right, and pregnant until
that was just like a blanket understanding that you don't.
My thing is, when I start showing, like when you,
that's what I was going to say. When I start showing,
4 months is relatively when you can see that you're definitely pregnant. Because the first 3 months, depending on how thin your waistline is how much you're going to show. And y'all know, Sanya's waistline was teeny tiny. She's a runner. Waistline was tiny, so she probably would have started showing a little bit around 3 months. For sure. A little Kermit the Frog, not nothing where you'd be like, "Whoa, wow, you're pregnant." Like, no, it just would have been a Kermit the Frog looking, you know what I mean? They still say it may be 2 weeks difference. 2 weeks difference still for me, like I said, depending on what she saw on the ultrasound. Dr. Jackie has been in the business a long time, just like my doctor was at a black doctor that would have had his own practice as well. And he was on this stuff. He taught me how to know what I was having, listening to my baby's heartbeat. So I was able to guess just by the heartbeat what I was having. And so with that being said, I'm saying it to say she's in business long enough to know. I feel like she probably saw something, felt something, and it's depending on if Sanya knew. If Sanya was like, "Oh, I'm not really for sure," Dr. Jackie, then it's not alarming. But if it's to the point where she knew and those numbers change, that's a problem. That's a problem. In my opinion. When you Barb's like, I don't know nothing about this part, y'all.
We didn't make it that far yet. I'm definitely with Princess. I would have waited, and like you said, I would have definitely waited, but she didn't, and that's just the boat that we're in. Right. And then the next scene we got, we're at Drew's house. She's sitting on the bed. She's eating a little snacky snack, I think, lounging, whatever. Mm-hmm. You could tell it's kind of early in the morning, and Ralph walks in. And she's like, I'll come sit down. Have to be like, I'm seeing you. Da, 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 da. And he sits down, and she was also texting Don Juan at this time because she needed to know what time her call time was or whatever, right? So they start talking, and he's just talking about how he's been so busy with work since she's been filming or whatever, and she kind of is already like just his language was a little bit off, and you could already tell that he was trying to be funny. He was trying to kind of belittle what she's doing and reduce her filming down to something as small as her filming sex scenes. Is his words, not mine. So of course we're taken aback. I'm sure she had to have been taken aback by this point, right?
Right.
And he's just carrying on about how she disrupts him when she comes in in the morning at 3 a.m. or whatever, because they were filming that. Again, we're talking about filming 10 days. Remember, 10 this only happened. His life was only thrown in an uproar all of 10 days, y'all. Keep that in mind. And so much so that he has been sleeping in the guest room, or not the guest room. I thought it was the guest room, but it looked like it was the kids' room because I seen a bunk bed.
That was that the room he was supposed to be sleeping in, and he must have kicked the kids out the.
I thought explicitly last week they said guest room, or I thought it was straight up guest room, but then I seen bunk beds, and I'm just
me too.
You could have bunk beds in your guest room, but I'm just going to assume the way that their house looks big like that. Or wait, Allison is still there. So maybe actually, and her mom just left. So maybe this is another extra room, or maybe this was whatever, y'all. He ain't in a bedroom.
Right. Oh, no. Maybe, maybe the two kids, or the big kid and the little kid, they on the two little ones might have their own room. He kicked them out so that they can sleep, so he can sleep in their room, and he probably put them with all the kids together, and that's why the kids was mad. It makes, because it seemed like
such a minute detail, but
why would the kids would even know? How could the kids know? Even if he would have been sleeping in the other room, how would they know like that? Like,
I guess later.
Like, what did you move your clothes? You moved your clothes in, brother? You took your clothes out the closet, brother? What you do?
I don't know. All I know is he ain't in the room. I seen a bunk bed.
I seen that bunk bed.
She's not cool with that. So out of all these rooms in this house, he decided to go in that room for whatever reason, because he was just being disrupted to the point that when she comes in and finally lays down, and he's laying there awake for 2 hours at a time, and he can't get back to sleep, and whatever.
That's drag. That's drag. Let me tell you something. What man don't want his woman to crawl up in the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, fully up, and ain't trying to get him there, or trying to, I'm up, you didn't wake me up? Okay, I'm up, so you're gonna put me back to sleep, right? Because I know that's what my man would be doing. I know if I'm getting in the bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, I know my man would be like, oh, you woke me up. And look, we up. What you gonna do to put us back to sleep? There's no way my husband is moving out the room because I'm waking him up.
Time
stupid.
He voluntarily did not sleep in the room with me is like, what was that, like 2 months ago or whatever, when he had pink eye, because he literally and I wasn't trying to get pink eye. He slept on the couch, literally the only time. Other than that, and like the way his work hours and life it'd be all over the place sometimes. So there's been numerous times where he's came in and woke me up, or was out and working late or whatever, and came in. I wasn't like, oh, you got to sleep on the couch because I can't get back to sleep now, or I'm going to get up and go in the guest room. No, like that's definitely not happening. So we already clocked what he was on from this scene, y'all. And if you didn't, I don't know where you guys have been this whole season. She said they want to.
I'm sorry.
No, it's all right.
Yeah,
It's a huge home. They should have at least 4. Yes, that I'm right with
That's
Princess.
why I was about to go to that comment.
Rooms.
To avoid being waking too early, just don't add up. He ain't want to lay next to her at all. I know, but my thing, even with that, so what? It's confusing. Because just then they start off the show in January. We're in the best place we've been. I'm like, who's the actor? Which one? Are they both actors? Are they both liars? Because at this point, this don't look right. Something does not add, like you said, right? Ain't adding up. It ain't adding up, people. It's not. It's not adding up. Well, we all know. We knew that it was coming, but the lead up to it is the fake and phony in front of everybody, then get behind closed doors and be another way, and then turn around and show up again for people, and then turn around and lie behind each other. Not even both of them, because I don't know how much of a liar she was behind his back, but I know he was going back to Courtney, giving her all a little pillow talk. So it was just weird. No,
it was
weird. Lying.
It was weird. No matter how you slice and dice it wouldn't have been that much of an issue. The whole sleeping thing wouldn't have been that much of an issue if he didn't make it an issue. Like, hello? Sorry. He made it an issue. Like, weird to me. After 9 years, you are used to your partner's. After
hello.
Sometimes shorter than that. So trust me.
Yeah, absolutely. You got to. It don't make no sense for you have not to know that he didn't want to sleep with her because he's sleeping with goodbye. Goodbye.
Dude, she's been on this all day. Don't even.
I cannot with you.
Been on this all day.
Vacate to Tampa. Let's see that alleged cousin. I cannot. Goodbye.
Something's not adding up. But anyway, she then shares with him the behind the scenes little, clip of Courtney saying the B word to her, whoever, using the B word, even though she says she doesn't use the B word. She was clearly using the B word, right?
Right.
He doesn't see the big deal because he's heard Kenya call her that before. He's heard, he's heard this word being used before amongst the group. So he doesn't really see the big deal. And she's just like, you don't see the big deal about her lying on me and then calling me the B word. Like, you don't see the correlation there, Ralph? You don't see how, that could be that could be offensive to us. This is who she clearly is behind closed doors or whatever. And he's like, our backs? What did she ever do to me? And Drew's like, you do realize, that's marriage 101, right? If I have an issue with somebody, if they did something to me, like, then you should, be on my side here, And he's just like, again, he's not really understanding. He says that some things just really aren't worth it. And she's just like, you know what? Walks out the room, goes downstairs in the kitchen. Who's downstairs in the kitchen? Allison's downstairs in the kitchen. The assistant guy was also sitting there. He didn't say anything, but he was also.
They always got too many people in their house.
There's a lot of people in their house all the time. Weird. I don't like people in my house. Weird to me, but hey, whatever. And that's also kind of telling too. People that that's why you kind of started to see a lot of people getting divorced over the panorama, because a lot of times when people can't coexist in a space with just themselves or another person, they need to have like distractions. They need to have other people always in the mix. So I feel like that is also telling about their situation. Like, oh, there was always somebody around because you guys couldn't stand each other for real.
Right. So that's what I look at. That's how I'm looking at it. I'm looking at it like you don't mind the mom and the sister and the chef and assistants, and it's like It's too many people. Like it's almost giving Ross and Sanya's house. It's giving, are you okay? I don't want to be sneaking and be quiet having sex. I don't. It's I don't want to do that every night. It's one thing. It's okay when we sneaking in. We got a house full of people because they visiting, but it's another thing that they live here and I got to sneak every time. I ain't got time for that. That's just too much. Meanwhile, her sister got put out the house for offending him. Drew a whole duck out here. Yeah, she a duck.
I told you that earlier. Okay, that's another. Since she brought that up.
Yes.
Just earlier, we were on the phone.
Mm.
Do you guys not find it funny how it was such a big deal? Whatever occurred, we don't know because we don't know, of course, why at this point. That for whatever reason, Drew's sister Allison was banished from the house for what?
Good word. Good word. Good word.
Banished from the house for 2 years. However, now this whole issue arises with Courtney and Drew, right? Okay, so the tables are turned. This is somebody on Ralph's quote unquote family. This is someone on his side. And she's asking for that, same, I guess, level of loyalty, support from him right now. And he refuses to give it. So I find it really, really funny how once the tables are turned, it's such an issue. He can't, he can't let go of this newly formed familial relationship because they haven't been family for real for all these years, y'all. This was 5 minutes before they opened the first episode of this season. That's when they became family. So I'm not understanding how those two things are not the same. Like you made her tell her sister that she couldn't come around, but you have an issue and you can't tell Courtney that she can't come around no more.
Oh yeah, no. See, I forgot wow. Yeah, they just made a whole other thing. I wish he would have told me he could come over.
And I'm not understanding why it's such a big deal. And that was her sister. That is her sister, her blood sister for however many years.
Well, yeah.
Versus you and this newfound cousin of yours. You can't seem to let that go, but she was supposed to just tell her sister she couldn't come around because we all know Allison wasn't allowed to come around because she was clocking you. Like we all know that.
There you go. That's it. And that's all. And the further she got away from your wife so that she couldn't be in your wife's ear, the more you try to put a wedge between the sisters, that's why it's backfiring on you.
Wait,
that's why.
Wait,
what? Oh, Tony. Oh, that's the stylist. I think that's the stylist. That's the stylist, right? That's why I started laughing. I think that's the stylist.
Nina Drew is on her own with that. Sorry, I'm just catching up with these comments.
Oh, go ahead. What was for the cameras?
Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Oh my God! Stop with the innuendo.
What was for the cameras, Princess? Just them. I'm trying to figure out what she was talking about because you was probably talking. I was like into what you were saying, but
yeah, I was late on that one.
Drew and Ralph. Really, I feel like she was being dramatic. She was being a little over dramatic. That does not mean that he couldn't empathize and understand and get what she was saying. What she was saying, she called me the B word. And just like the sister's gonna say, and just like she pretty much said, even if you took the B word out of it, it's all about how she made me feel. And if she made me feel this way, why are you not concerned with the way I'm feeling?
Like, and that was what Allison was trying to make.
Yeah,
because we're directly following this. Sorry, we keep getting off on tangents. When Ralph went after Drew, whatever, she's in the kitchen sitting there. Allison's doing whatever. Did you catch the face that Allison? She gave him a really hard stare when he walked in, and
she was trying to throw daggers with them eyeballs, girl. Yeah. She was trying to fry his brain.
A lot of people picked up on that, and I didn't, so I had to go back and look. And she definitely did. Sorry, y'all, we don't have any photos today, but
yeah,
just
You told me because I was going to. I was like, it's the season finale. We all got, we all get it because the season finale. I mean, it to me it was like the better episode of all of them. It took a whole hour and 18 minutes to get to it, and then I'm still disappointed with Kenya's segment. Like I was very disappointed how they did Kenya's soft opening. They could have, yeah, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, I wish we would have had this level. Like it wasn't a bad episode. It just
Girl,
that was good enough. But
wait a minute. Okay, the assistants. Okay, so the the assistant Tony is my best friend. Okay, got you. Okay, I got it. I was wondering. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense now. But he walks in. She looking at him like this fool, and he's still not getting it, y'all. He's still not getting it to the point that Allison had to break it down because he said it again. He said, Allison, you've called her, a beaver.
He deflects. That was he do. He kept deflecting.
And Allison's like, whoa, hold on, pump your brakes, because last time I checked, at the end of the day, it don't matter if she calls her a banana. She doesn't like it. And that's where we start with. She doesn't like this. That's the issue. He still don't get it to the point that Drew then, I'm not going to lie. At first I was right there like, yeah, I understand why she walked out and why she was upset and she's talking about she's embarrassed. Like, yeah, that was embarrassing. But I'm not going to lie. I was a little like, wait, what was embarrassing about that? Because at the end of the day, this is the same thing you guys do all the time. He embarrasses you all the time. He acts a plum fool all the time. So honestly, I really didn't understand this. I'm just going to assume she was just that stressed and tired and just at her wits end with it at that moment, I'm assuming, because really he was acting how he acts all the time. But needless to say, he failed to show any type of emotional intelligence to his wife during this scene. Allison, once Drew walks off and is like, I'm done with this, like, you're embarrassing me, she storms off back upstairs. Allison's like, having a good day. Like, really? Like, what is wrong with you? And then she goes after her sister, of course, because she's ride or die for her sister. And, that's where we're left at with that scene.
I just feel like Allison is at her wit's end. To see your sister, first of all, for you to get kicked out, banished from the family, to come back to the family to see that the behavior is still the same, that's frustrating. And that's like her little sister, like somebody, she almost raised because she was in her career so much, right?
Yeah, when she puts that wig on, like they look.
Oh man, mother and daughter almost. Yeah, it's scary. It is kind of scary. But I just really feel like Allison is at her wit's end, and we can talk about mental. We all understand that she had a mental breakdown at some time in her life, and she went and got some therapy for it and some help for it. But I just don't feel like people are really looking at it for like really what it is. She saw his whack behavior before, and he's still in that whack behavior. And for nothing, that argument was frivolous and it made no sense. But like you said, it's probably the combination of things. It's it's gonna be light as a feather, that last thing that's gonna tip that last scale and just push it down, and it's done. You see what I'm saying? Because you wait so long and you take so much of it. Like she's taking so much of his bull swanky. You just said he climbed her every chance he get. He side buses on her all the time. He just like embarrassed. He tries to embarrass her every chance he gets, even with the hug that time. Remember, he was embarrassed first because she hugged Ross, and then she turned around and tried to get him. Oh, since she want to go hug Ross first, I'm gonna go hug them first.
Lunchables, like this man came on this show ready to steal his wife's peach and embarrass her as bad as he could while doing it.
I can't stand him. with his pointy square head. How you gonna have a square head and a point on top? What is that? I gotta find out what that shape is. He got a point on the top that goes this way. It points like this. It goes like that at the top, like a house, and then it's square. He's seriously got a block head, and then it's pointy at the top. But
I just don't.
Cone was like this. His cone is this way.
Apparently, yeah, that and his constant squinting. Apparently, like
okay. That's Rat Finkel. That's Rat Finkelness to me. Like how Stevie J used to always get in our face, and he used to make the, he used to make that face, right? So it was something he did, but he also knew it meant something. What Ralph is doing, he's doing that is purposely done, and not like I'm a psychologist and that, but he's purposely doing that. It's a purpose to either show like, I'm being facetious. I don't care what you said. I'm a squint. Or almost like dare me. I dare y'all to ask me why I'm doing it. I dare you think that you're going to talk to me any kind of way. It's like, there you go. I think it's the hexagon too. I was like,
oh.
Yeah,
I meant like the actual shape. I thought you were.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about actual shape. Like, yes, that's what
that would be.
He got a weird shaped head. And it doesn't, and the brain does not function correctly inside of it. It just doesn't.
Yeah.
And if you just put a face on it, bring his forehead out, that part that go up like that, it's weird.
I don't think there's a surgery for that.
No, you can't do nothing but put a hat on, like Neo did.
That guy. Oh gosh.
Neo look like part of the Buttmans. He just don't have the booty, the split down, but the bigness of the butt heads of when on Living Color. That's what
to be like, like people are supposed to be like you're supposed to be heard and not seen, or he needs to be heard and not seen. Like
Ralph, good luck.
No, I meant Neo.
Oh, Neo really needs to go sit his
way. They need to just they can go somewhere together.
Right.
But I believe that was it for that scene.
Yeah.
The next little scene we get was not even like a real scene because they were leaving, I guess, the women's clinic. Sheree and her oldest daughter, Tiara, they jump in the car. They're off to wherever, and they're kind of just talking about just bodily functions and changing their diets. And I guess this is where Sheree found out that she's in the clear as far as her fibroids, I guess.
The doctor did say that they started shrinking. So whatever she's doing is working. They were like 6 inches or some a shrink. That's the gist of it. It did start shrinking. So whatever she's doing it right.
Good for her, I suppose. I can't lie to you guys. I definitely screamed when she said that, she's not even the stressing type. Okay. She don't even be stressing to the point that when the bill collectors call, she tells them, I mean, y'all gonna get it when I get it. Ain't no point stressing about it. I believe that. We believe
that. She don't pay her bills. We all know.
That's the point. Of course, you're not stressing because you ain't gonna pay them no way, even if you had it. So what you talk about? Like, okay, girl, we see you.
She told herself.
They get onto the subject of Candace. We were introduced to Candace last week. That is Bob's daughter that fits in somewhere. Still a question mark, right?
A little older than Cara. Is she older or younger than Cara? Cara.
She's older. I mean, she's definitely older. Because we can all agree that she did not come once Sheree it was in the picture and they started having kids or whatever. This was somewhere in between him building the family with Sheree and his previous life.
Okay, because Sheree was supposedly the side chick too. That she took him from the first wife, right? So somewhere in between, he got kids before her.
No, he was married before. Like I'm
gonna say common law. I'm not gonna say the lady became a Whitfield. No.
Oh,
She wasn't a Whitfield, but
like his first. Like,
oh, but no, they were together for a little bit. It wasn't like a fling, but they were together for a cool little minute. And then Sheree came into the picture. But before that, I guess that's when Bob was. He probably was playing on his wife with more than Sheree, and then he just kept Sheree. That's what it's kind of sounded like.
all could have been avoidable if you ask me, because you should have seen him coming from a mile away. I mean, it was written on the you could have been avoidable if you ask me, but
yeah, she had her eyes on the prize.
I'm not gonna judge.
She knows what she wanted, girl. She did that purposely, and that's why she got what she got.
So Candace, apparently Tiara has met Candace before at Bob's mom's house. I guess they were having family dinner or whatever. She met her there. You assume that, her mom knew about it or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Not upset with Tiara or her kids for not telling her, because at the end of the day, that was that was Bob's responsibility, and he failed to do so. And that's just, that's between them.
So would you think no, you don't have any kids. Do you think you would want to be told by them? Would you want to have known, or do you think she wished that her kids would have told, or you think she's standing on, oh no, it's not the responsibility?
Just, regardless of it being whoever's responsibility or anything obligatory, I still just, if it never came up in conversation, that I still find that just weird to me. I don't know, that just never came up. Me and my mom talk a lot, so it would just come up. I don't know.
I'm going to
I would be surprised.
The first day I met her, I'd have been like, Mom, Candace? I just met Bob's daughter, Candace, especially. Well, it throws me off when she said that her daughter is close to Bob still. I was like, say what now?
Yeah, and some people commented on that, kind of like, this man done choked you, did all this stuff to you, and your kids are close
to him. This is weird. It's
just usually family dynamics, regardless, they just don't crinkle down to this type of stuff. They usually don't, y'all. So we're looking at it kind of very skeptical right now. Child, she by pick and save knew about that child. She desperate because her peach in the pit is.
I can't not pick, but she by pick and save. Pick and save. Not big. She was a pick and save.
It's something, because families don't usually. It's usually not a question mark up until literally the cameras are in front of your face and you're like, oh my God, where did this child come from? That usually doesn't happen. Usually, it doesn't have to be on no messy stuff, y'all. It just has to mean that sometimes when you're talking to people, things just you say them. So it's just weird that this never came up in conversation until right now.
I don't believe it. That's why I don't believe it. I'm just gonna go on and say I don't believe it. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. And I'm with you. Fire them all. Fire them all. Because doggone it, somebody lying. And they, you know what? They're too used to it. They're too used to earning this check, and they're trying to do the bare minimums to do it. Not giving us good TV, not giving us the real. We can't get with the producers. They're not trying to give y'all life story. I think Kenya pissed off the producers because they dogged her out this season. She got nothing. All we got to talk about was her embryos. That everybody gonna have an opinion about this. She's probably not gonna want to hear.
Literally nothing. So
just saying.
We'll definitely dive more into that at the end, because something's gonna happen clearly.
I think
Kenya. We get Kenya next. She's at home. She's cooking a second breakfast. Her dad is still there. Brooklyn is there, of course, being so cute. And I'm not gonna lie, I definitely laughed when she was like, Brooklyn, be nice or whatever. And she was like, I'm shy, because she didn't want the grandfather to sit next to her or whatever. I was just like, I mean,
Mommy, you still gonna sit by me, right?
I mean, hey, it is what it is. If she don't want to mess with him, she don't mess with him.
You got to pay attention to the kids. You got to pay attention to
Exactly.
the
So
kids.
I don't plan on forcing my children to be up in nobody's face. They don't mess with you, they don't mess with you. Oh well.
I
But,
was like, cool. I was
but
like,
it was cute. It was cute. Just how she was like, I'm shy. Like it was really cute. But they Kenya decides to tell her dad, like, hey, so speaking of kids, we're thinking about her, whatever, is thinking about expanding the family. And he's like, good, what? Huh? Like literally, he was
you
so
almost died. He said, you almost unalived yourself.
literally. And
Well,
she's
good
like,
Lord.
no, like I have embryos still. It's like, you're talking about adoption, right? He's like, no, like I get a surrogate. Oh, they do that now? Like, it was funny. But she was like, yeah, the only stone left unturned is the fact that I haven't told Mark, or I haven't talked to him about it, even though legally they are mine. I don't know how he'll take it. Mm-hmm. And I'm over here like, who cares, whatever. But it seems as though if she is going to embark on this motherhood journey ×2, that she is going to use those embryos and they're going to be via surrogate. That's kind of, I think, the final thing we're left off this season. The dad was kind of just like, whatever. And she's going to have to figure out if she wants to tell Mark, if she doesn't want to tell Mark, if she wants to, tell him, and the possibility of him not receiving it well and trying to take some legal action against her. We don't know, y'all. So TBD on that one.
Yeah, we'll find. I guess we shall find out sooner or later. Hello, Yvette. Thank you for joining us. Hope all is well, my love. Hope all is well. And this coming right here. That story was fake as all 30 of them faces she fake been trying on.
Just as fake as the next scene at Lay Archive.
Lay Archives.
Yeah, I really didn't take too much notes on this because
wasn't nothing to say. Well, the only thing is that she is with Tim. She said,
yeah. Oh my God, I haven't been in here since we started working with Tammy. Oh my gosh. Okay.
She's funny.
So yeah, Marlo was down at her place, and she was there with her assistant. Freaking Scott Lee comes in. Did he bring her flowers or anything, or he just walked in? I don't even remember. I don't care.
He just walked in. He just had walked in,
which is fine. I just, again, y'all, wasn't paying too much attention to the scene because it was, whatever. They're still going, quote unquote, strong. That's her friend boy, not necessarily her boyfriend, her friend boy, whatever. And he just got back from LA, apparently. They cheers after some very cringy flirting. You know how I didn't even write it down because it was cringy.
You don't like it?
No, they're good for the moment. So I guess we'll see where that goes. While she's sitting down with him, she does get a text from Kandi inviting her to the wrap-up party, and she asks him to be her +1, whatever. Yeah, he gonna be there. Of course, we know he's gonna be there. It's tomorrow.
He need a little camera time.
We know he's gonna be there. So whatever. But yeah, everything's good with him. So whatever. Moving on.
I'm gonna stop commenting because y'all be giving me the look.
That's the you getting a corner look.
You've been sat in the corner a couple of times. Don't play with us. Don't play with us. We done sat you in the corner too many times.
Yeah. And next thing we get is Drew and Ralph, y'all. Drew and Ralph and Dr. Ken. Apparently, this was Ralph's suggestion to come see Dr. Ken. So much so that they literally, the office, whatever, his office, they opened specifically to talk to them. Remember that he's been seeing them for 2 years. I don't remember how many months Ralph stopped going though. Whatever.
He ain't been there in eons and
I know
eons.
seeing them years. I don't know how much of the 2 years Ralph has been present.
Right, okay, I feel that. Because they've been in therapy for 2 years. We don't know when he stopped. I'm gonna give him if 3 months is a long time.
3 months.
I'm talking about for him not to show up, and she was still showing up. If he was gone more than 2 weeks at a time that she was in therapy, say she went once a week, and he missed twice a week, that's too many times. So if he missed a lot, this is for me. He was telling her missing it. He was telling her, and
for some reason, I remember her saying something about 14. I remember the word 14 months. The words, but whatever.
Out of 2 years. Oh my gosh, Cleo, this is a good comment. It's weird that Kenya handled the ownership of her embryos legally, but didn't handle details of her marriage, such as a prenup. Hello.
I don't think it's weird. I think it's weird, but I don't think it's weird at the same time, because at the end of the day, regardless of anything, we could say anything about Kenya, we can never say that she's some lackadaisical mother. Like, I don't think she will ever. Like,
I think she's an excellent mother.
Yeah, like nothing will ever cloud her judgment. I feel like nothing will ever cloud her judgment when it comes to being a mother. So, weird, but not weird, I think. If that makes sense. Yeah. So, yeah, they're down there with Dr. Ken, and they immediately let it rain. Ralph is still not in the bedroom, even though he tried to act as though he is, back in the bedroom or whatever.
No. It's how he said it. It's not what he said. It's how he said it. He said, he said, I've been going. I've been changing. I've been doing things. He said, I've been doing my own therapy, and I've made some changes. I've moved out.
It was like how I didn't say anything the other day, or how I didn't react or something. She feels super disconnected. He feels liberated. So something, the math is not mathing at all. The math is not mathing to the point that if I was Dr. Ken, I'd be like, hold on. Like, all credentials aside, like, this is people to people. Are y'all serious? Like, I wouldn't have been able to be professional, because
but here's the other thing.
My face like that. You can't.
I don't even like the way Ralph addressed the doctor when he first walked in. I could see the tension in his body and the way he was going to be. You watch when he came in, because Dr. Ken was surprised to see him. I won't say surprised, happy to see him, because we haven't seen him in a while. But even the exchange of them, it was weird. I could see it. I was like, ugh, I don't like him.
I know he tried to give that a whole justification of him not going because he needs to actually, at some point when you're in therapy or whatever, you need to actually start applying the stuff, not just showing up and one ear and out the other. He gave that as a justification, but I thought Drew told us that no, he really stopped going because he had an issue with Dr. Ken, or I can't remember though.
I feel like that's what he said too.
I don't remember I don't remember what it was, but I know he had. It was because Dr. Ken was.
Yeah, because Dr. Ken wasn't kissing his butt, and he wasn't going to give him what he wanted to hear. But it was strange to me that Drew started off giving Ralph kudos. It's been a while since he's been here. I'm so happy that he, made the steps to make it here. I was like, girl. And right when she did that, then she's in her confessional, she says some other things, and it's always when she's with somebody, she say one thing, in the confessional she's saying another thing. The two never match together. I'll just be like, girl, I'll be feeling sorry for her. Just go back to singing. Don't act. No, you can act, but
Which we're
Don't
fine
do
with.
reality TV no more. No more reality TV because it's
Everyone's
not.
pretty much been saying that. Like I see
Yeah, it's no bueno for her. We don't need it. Don't need it.
So he not in the bedroom. The kids have noticed he's sleeping in the guest room, not guest room, other room. He denies it. He's like, no, they don't, whatever. She's like, yes, they do know because JoJo texted me. And she proceeds to pull up her phone and she's like, yeah, he freaking texted me. And it said, I think dad is sleeping in the guest room for some reason. And Makai and Anaya are both mad because he wouldn't let them sleep with him. Drew says, it's all good. Daddy's sleeping in there because I'm getting home so late and he has work in the morning. I usually wake him up. Everything will be back to normal after I wrap this movie, baby. So this shows, and I'm not trying to call nobody a bad parent or whatever, but this already shows, and I think Drew even said it, she's like, I feel like this is a bit irresponsible because like the kids, you can't, when you have kids, you can't just move all willy-nilly. You have to show some type of sensitivity to the dissolution of the marriage. Like,
right.
You can't be like, oh, whatever, because they still have feelings. That's still, at the end of the day, they love mom and they love dad or whatever. So you can't just be trying to spite each other and forget that other people watching. So it really shows that, yeah, you're disconnected from Drew, and you're also, this shows that you are disconnected from the kids too. So what's really going on?
That dude been disconnected. He been disconnected since he told his wife that he should have got her a Lunchable instead of lobster dinner. When he left the Tampa, all of it. We all just been, it's been like a slow simmer in a crock pot. The slowest cooking. You know how slow it takes to get that meat to be so tender. You cook it so long. It's just we just been watching this cook and watching it cook and watching it cook. And it's just like, my goodness, she's in it and she acting like she's not in it. So it's sad. And to watch him really play in Dr. Ken's face and in her face, because he smirks, makes faces, don't let his wife talk, and then misconstrues what she says. That don't make you just irritating. I know Drew is at her wit's end. I know she is, because that gotta be frustrating to be sitting here saying what you're saying and for somebody to turn your words around as if you wasn't here when I just said it. That's annoying. I feel bad for her.
Is the mental gymnastics for me? No. I'm good.
The kiss and the cousin of the I can't. Would you say they need to bring back Mark mentioning on the triple date that if they broke up, Kenya can't have everything. He'll get it 2 times over. He did say that. He did say that.
Let me go watch.
That's a good point. Because Drew called her Nina. Lion and his reason Ralph do her like this. He said her. I do understand. It's like they both, to me, it's like a perfect match in the perfect storm. They both know how to push each other's buttons, and they're doing it so well that you don't know who started it first, and it doesn't even matter at this point. It's like, who's doing it better?
Which, not to like retrogress here, but I do feel like I had like 1% where I'm like, okay, I could kind of see how it's just, because Drew seems like a dramatic person. She does. She seems like a very dramatic person. And sometimes I do think that she'd be putting like 1,000 on 20. And I can see how that could be exhausting to keep up with somebody else. However, again, that was 1%. The 99% still is like, you ain't ish, Ralph. Go somewhere away. Go back to Tampa.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
Mhm.
Now,
He's
now,
he's good though. He feels liberated. He can finally,
who says that in a marriage?
he can
Who says
finally.
that in a marriage?
Hmm? Wait,
Who
what you
says
said?
that in their marriage? Who says that in their marriage? I feel so liberated.
Breathe now. Like I think this is the best for both of us. Like I can sleep in here. She likes to keep the heat like around like 82. I'm more of a 68, 72. So everybody wins. It's great.
It's a win-win.
And I'm like, am I hearing this right? Like, is this happening? Like, are you really coming out to your face and saying any of this? Completely just like.
Hey, Janet. Hey, Janet, my love. Thank you for joining us.
And
No.
she's like, I mean, look at your best friend. They've been married longer than us, and they sleep in separate bedrooms.
He makes me have to massage my own neck.
They also
I need a massage.
They also filed for divorce. So that So that's probably which okay, I'm not gonna lie. Yes, do I have certain family members? Do I know certain people that sleep in separate rooms? Yeah, because that works for them. But that you only did that as a result of you guys already being in a horrible place. Like that wasn't done simply because you snore real loud or she got sick of smelling your feet or something. Like that's it.
You got a cough that's nagging or anything like that.
It wasn't because of nothing like that.
Mm-mm.
So don't sit here and try to play in our faces and act like, oh yeah, this is perfect. No, you're trying. What you're trying to do is find comfortability in being like separate. Like, so what's going to happen next? You guys are in separate houses and then separate states, separate. Like, that's kind of we're setting the stage for that type of thing, and I think he was only cool with that because he could still have access to the things that she can have access to. Like, yeah, I'm gonna just be over here in this room because I don't really want to be with you in that room anyway, and all that. But if I'm over here, this can like this is like me having one leg out the marriage, one leg in the marriage when I want to pop in.
So when you get invited to your star-studded stuff, I can still go with your +1.
That's what it was. That's what it was. So I can't get with that because at the end of the day, that only works if both people want that type of dynamic. She clearly doesn't. So bye. And Dr. Ken, at the end of the day, Dr. Ken's like, y'all definitely need me. You definitely need to stay in this marriage counseling. And you guys really at the end of the day got to figure out if this is something that you want to work, to salvage. You guys still want to be together. I think he said something along the lines of, it's clear by now that you guys love each other. And I was like, is it? But you need to figure out if this is what
do you want to spend the rest of your life with this person? Is this what we're working towards? Do you really want to be with this person? Basically, do you like this person? Do you care about this person? Do you put this person's feelings above your own?
He seems like he doesn't like her, and she seems as though she was okay with tolerating him for whatever reason, because if you don't like me, I dang sure don't like you. But it's apparent that he hasn't liked her for real, since we've seen him come across our screen, y'all. Like,
that made it very prevalent. Just with going back to the dinner, with the lobster dinner, he made her cry. It was bad. I was gonna say it to me, that was worse than stupid Ray J pushing Princess in the dang on pool. And I know that was bad, and he's an idiot, but I'm saying that to say it was all on that same line. Like, you don't talk to your wife like that. Well, I shouldn't have made you this lobster dinner. You don't even work this. I should have made you a Lunchable. I'd have taken 2 claws and clamped his nose. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking to?
I don't know.
And let me go get you a Lunchable for the rest of your life. Yeah, let me get off him because he gets on my nerve. I don't like him. And I mean, not that Drew has not done anything to him, but whatever you do to him, Drew, yeah, him up. He's a messed up dude. Like, he needs therapy. He's jacked up. So, and if Drew, you say, I didn't do nothing, it wasn't me. Girl, that means you married this mess of a man. That makes you even worse. Okay, next.
So Kandi is in glam. Don Juan calls her. Apparently, they've got over like 200 people that have RSVP'd to the wrap up party. So she's like,
wrap party. Wrap party.
Wrap up, whatever.
It's a rap party. It's a rap party.
It wasn't. I don't remember the other word. Never mind. Yeah. Put to the party. And Kitty and Brooklyn are so cute, but we're seeing everybody kind of like getting ready or whatever. Why did we still have to hear Martell's name on the season finale? Is beyond me. Like, apparently that was the bag, I guess, that he got her, the one that Callie was like,
like, where you? I was like, when did they say him? Oh, that stupid bag that Callie. Yes. Yeah.
But whatever. So they're all getting ready, and Drew and Ralph are the first people to make it because, again, she's going to be performing. So she's like, he knows how to throw it on. He knows when to show up and play the part of, a good husband at the end of the day. And we're like, yeah, of course he does. Because like I just said, as long as he can still have access to this type of thing, he's going to act right. Like he's going to act right in front of, these people. And on the Walk of Fame that they had, which was cute. But they go in and she just wants everything to be positive. Kandi shows up. We saw T.I., we saw Tiny.
Mama Joyce.
Yes, Mama Joyce did meet her parents. Kenya is there, and I'm just like,
Mia.
Who?
Shamia.
Oh, I thought you said Mia. I was like, who is Mia? Mia?
Oh, no, Shamia. I'm sorry.
Yes, Mia's there. Kenya's friend. Everybody's in attendance. So
yes,
I can see why it's easily, a 200 plus RSVP'd event.
Before you go on with that, did you notice how Don Juan threw that little jab at Blockhead and Blockhead got mad, so he kind of pushed him?
No.
So when Drew walks up, they walking in, and he sees Don Juan. They're walking upstairs, and she gives Don Juan a hug. He's like, "All right, Drew, you made it." And he looked at Ralph. He stepped back. He was like, "Oh, I thought you wasn't gonna be here." And I rewound it so I can hear it. I should have put the thing up so I could read it. But he said something to him like, "I thought you." I'm just gonna put it. I thought you would be out of town or something. And so he pushed Don Juan. They like shook hands, but he kind of pushed Don Juan like he was mad. And Don Juan kind of walked up the stairs and kind of pushed him back while he was walking up the stairs. I was like, yeah, you didn't like that. You didn't like it. It was too bad.
I'll have to go back and look.
Yeah, no. I was like, I seen it. I said, yeah, you didn't like that. You mad because anytime somebody else's clock is, anytime anybody else can clock Ralph for what he's doing,
he does not like
Allison.
Banished every time. You cannot collect.
He was being cheeky, wasn't he? He was definitely being cheeky, and I loved it. I loved it. I was here for Don Juan for saying that because nobody really else gonna say it unless they are into it with Drew. Courtney wouldn't even did that because even though she's his number one fan.
Whatever.
I am so done with her. I can't wait to talk about her and being on freaking Speak on it with her. Ralph, sis, boom, yeah. Ralph. Ralph said, he said, she said, Ralph said, he said, she said, Ralph said. Did I say Ralph said? Everybody says Ralph said, we said, I said, Ralph said. I was like, girl, cheerleader, if you don't sit yourself down somewhere.
It's the voice for me. It's
I was
the
thinking voice.
like,
It's
why
white. It's so white. Candy. I'm like, girl, move your tongue. I'll throw it back to the back of your throat or something because something ain't right. Can't.
she sounds like a goat or something. I don't know. It's not right.
So back to what was dope. I did love the stars on the ground, the Hollywood stars.
Oh yeah,
That was a dope little, to come out and see that. And I still watching Ralph and Drew get out the limo and him being all on her. That's what he likes. He likes to act like he is pumping her up while all the while he thinks everybody's looking at him.
Mm-hmm.
You see you see how her husband shows up for him. This is in his mind. You see how her husband shows up for him. Oh my God, I would love for my husband to show up for me like that. Look how he pumps her up. Look at how that's how Ralph wants people to, what he thinks is bringing him value. I'm the one I'm behind the scenes. I'll make sure everything runs for her. You're not Todd. Stop.
Exactly.
You're not Todd.
You're done. You're done.
Go ahead. I just have to hit those two spots because now we're in the party.
Yeah. We're in the party.
Mm.
And like I said before, Drew's gonna perform, so she's getting all geared up for that. All the other ladies are trickling in. Cynthia loved the blue coat. She looked great. Kenya was wearing that bodysuit. I'm like, I want to wear a bodysuit and look like that. Anyway,
I got a bodysuit that I bought.
I got a bodysuit. I just don't got the body.
I'm on wear yet. I haven't worn it yet either. I wore it about 2 years ago. I'm gonna wear it one day, and it's brighter colors.
Definitely staying in the gym because I need to look like that when I'm that age. If not,
and her baby, she got it going on. She absolutely looked gorgeous. I was like, dang, Kenya.
I know.
Body yada yada.
I was like staring at her the whole time. And y'all, if you didn't catch this, Cynthia's date, not her date. That was her. Okay.
You're solid.
Courtney and Shamia, they were there. Sanya then says how she's been having a little bit of cramping. I don't know if y'all caught that, but she did say that. I caught her say that real quick. Mm-hmm. So I was already like, oh gosh, like, I don't even want to get into this, but I see.
You never want to hear a pregnant woman say she's cramping ever.
Like I was like, oh Jesus. So Candy's like, our girl Drew, she did her thing, because we know this whole time Candy has been singing praises about Drew, how she did a really good job, how she likes her, music or whatever. Like she's been bigging her up, her and Todd. So I'm not gonna lie, I definitely was like, I don't feel like that same energy was reciprocated, especially when Drew last week was comparing things to Lifetime movies and stuff like that. So every time Candy says stuff like that, I'm not gonna lie, I do cringe a little bit. Although I do have some other opinions about some other things. Shout out to the Speak on It and other stuff. But anyway, so Drew, she's now dressed, and before she pops out, though, she hugs Ty. Ty makes her appearance. Ty, if you don't know, she is Mimi's ex-fiance from Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, whatever. And this is
also, I'm sorry. And also was an former NBA, a WNBA.
When did she retire?
We can look it up.
Like everyone keeps saying former.
Young retired from the WNBA.
I thought she was still active, but don't get me lying. But they embraced real quick, and production's messy, so they had to show us that.
She was in the league for 12 years. Tyler retires today. Hold on. I don't want your little newsletter, homie. Go back. Let me see.
Ty Young.
No, thank you. Okay, it says Ty Young retires from the WNBA after a 12-year career. So
What's the
what
date?
year? I'm looking for the year right now. 12 years. Thank you. 2000. So Young had dominated 4-year run at James Madison for 2004 to 2008. So it looks like, okay, Young appears in 2016 games for 2009 and 2017. Wait, she played her final 2 seasons with the Las Vegas Aces from 2018 to 2019. So it looks like 2019.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
Like 2019. That's not too. I mean, about almost 5 years. About 5 years.
just before the pandemic.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Okay.
That makes sense. Okay. So yeah, she was on. I don't know if she had a role in the past or whatever, but she was on set. Apparently, that's where they met. Apparently, so directly following that, Drew comes out. She's saying, "Hey, hi to everybody," and then she does embrace Courtney or whatever. She keeps it very cute and professional and whatever. And when Courtney then turns around to say like, "Oh, let me say hi to Allison," Allison's like, "No." She's like, "Oh, okay, yeah, And Allison's like, "Yeah, I just don't appreciate being, lied to at the end of the day." And Courtney's like, "Well, how about we step over here and talk about it?" And I'm paraphrasing all because I didn't write this down.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Look, you lied to me in my face at the event, at the mental health event." And Courtney's all like, "I said the B word as a reference and da 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 da," and kind of sidestepping to the point that she does actually render an apology. And it's just like, okay, wait, so you're apologizing, but I thought last time we checked, you said you didn't say it, so this is not making sense. And by this time, Drew also walked up, and Courtney's like, I just apologize, so Drew would just shut up about it.
Oh, I can't stand her. Oh, God.
Courtney's like, I mean, have you ever, you've called Drew a bitch before, right? And Allison's like, no, what? Okay, see, you're only asking me that because you and Ralph have clearly been talking. So we're not even, you know what? Be gone. And I really don't even remember how that whole thing.
I think Drew walked over there. I think Drew broke
Drew
it.
was standing there. Yeah, I said, Drew,
oh yeah, Drew walked over there.
There. And she was just like, And Kandi had also clocked that this was going on. Everybody pretty much clocked that this is going on because Kenya then walks by and she's like, these hands are getting out of control.
Yeah, because
Courtney likes to, she's very animated. I'm animated too, but she likes to do a lot of stuff sometimes. And Allison's not here for it. At the end of the day, she's gonna ride for her sister, and I have nothing against that at all. However, let's just make sure your sister's always telling the truth now. But in this case, I can understand how Allison felt lied to. And I could also understand how the only other person that knew, or even that whole, oh, well, you called her a bitch before, about that whole thing was Ralph. So clearly he's been telling her so. Clearly.
He's been confiding in her a lot of things. He's been very much confiding in her.
So Kandi's like, not at my event, no. Like, she made the not at my event face. But that's kind of where it stands between them at this point. And we're going to get more into that. It seems as though we're going to get more into that, I should say, next week or whatever part of the reunion. So to be determined on that, y'all. The last two people to walk in were Marlo and then Sheree and her blonde wig.
I did not like that wig.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah. Yeah.
That's what you said that you said you liked her jacket or purse.
I like Cynthia's jacket. Cynthia had on a blue jacket.
Okay. Yes, Cynthia had on a blue jacket. Yeah.
She has everything.
Kandi,
I've seen Kandi's outfit before on somebody else's Instagram models. Like, I've seen that, but she looked right.
Yeah.
And I don't remember anybody else really. I think did Monietta have on pink? I love pink, so yeah, I like that.
Yeah, had on pink.
Mm-hmm. But yeah. So I think this was about the time that Mama Joyce had also walked up and she said some kind words about the movie or talk about everything, coming together well. So
if y'all happy, I'm happy.
So Kandi receives that because this is definitely a step in the right direction. Although Mama Joyce, like they haven't all been doing family therapy. Mama Joyce has been doing her own individual therapy. So that's a start. We're gonna accept that. And I'd like to think we'll see more of that on Kandi and the Gang whenever they start that. So yeah, we're excited about that. Then Drew takes the stage. I think that was after Shamia introduced the whole trailer. We watched the trailer. It looked all right, y'all. It looked all right.
Everybody looked like they was happy about it, or like Kim said, mouths was dropping. Everybody was gasping.
And mind you, they had only just wrapped like 6 days prior or something like that. So they were able to compile this whole trailer and everything to make it look really legit by this time. So, we can't knock that. And Drew sounded really nice. Didn't like the boots, but I understand why she had them on. She needs all the ankle support she can get. But she looked all right, and she did a good enough job from what I could tell, unless I didn't see correctly.
Oh, I think she did okay. I mean, it wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's the best, but it wasn't like, oh my gosh, she's the worst. She did as well to be expected for me. The song was cool. And the fact that Kandi is, still willing to extend the olive branch, even after some of the things you have said to her or said behind her back, it's like, girl, you better not mess this up with Kandi. I know that. You better not mess that up.
Well, I think that ship failed, so it is what it is. But at this time, we get Kandi.
No, I don't think so. I think they're okay. I think they got into it in the reunion.
I can't tell.
I know.
Because they speak on it that are kind of.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I better shut up.
I don't know. But we get Kandi. We get
this girl. Weak ankles matter.
I'm done. Marlo and Sheree's, at the end of the season, we always get the wrap ups, like what is in everybody's future. Kandi said, even though Kandi didn't take home a Tony this year, she's not giving up on her EGOT dreams. She and Todd are producing a revival of The Wiz. Yes, we love The Wiz. The pass is completed and has found a home. It is now available to stream on Peacock. It was available to stream
the day before, right?
Yes, literally. Oh, I don't know. I thought it was on for Sunday. I don't. It's out.
Yeah, it's definitely out. But I feel like it came out Saturday and Sunday was when Bonnie did her thing, and then that night. But I'm not for sure. Don't quote me. But it could have been another way around. I was out all weekend. I was out and busy, booked and busy. This right here, Sheree and Mama Joyce wigs with
Yeah, that was not the normal Mama Joyce wig.
No, she usually wears straight bang. This was wavy curly. Yeah. No, it was different. It was like you have your Kandi displayed on speaker.
Yeah, when obviously neither of us caught the unedited version, but I heard the unedited version when it first premiered.
Yeah. So you wasn't I didn't see the first one, so I don't know.
I heard that so that's why I'm saying I don't know if her and Drew where they stand now, because if everybody's telling the truth, and I'll see why nobody had to lie about that. If they were talking about what I heard they was talking about on the unedited version.
Oh, you talking about the MH, the mental health issue?
Yeah,
because that was not in none of what we watched. They could they sliced and diced it.
I'm so annoyed. And y'all, this is not me being messy. I'm not obviously wanting to see like anybody be poked fun, any I'm not trying to say that at all, but I was really like, why would you put it up there just to take it down then? And I didn't see a statement or anything, so it was weird.
Yeah, it was weird. They better not touch the Wiz with their low budget production. Don't pay people to promote. Leave the Wiz alone. Period. Yeah, it's hard to touch that one. That's the Michael Jackson. Don't play on your Michael Jackson period ever in your life. I
Too
know that
Russell.
I don't. And
Mhm.
and I'm not talking about his life with everything else and him molesting whatever he was accused of and any of that. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about don't touch the Wiz. It's Michael Jackson. Like, period.
Um,
But yeah.
Sheree ain't got nothing going on, but she was able to conjure up a couple sentences to give them. Despite the rumors, Martell and Sheree are totally committed to staying they're just friends. While her many attempts to heal the group failed, she was able to heal her fibroids. Although Marlo hasn't expunged Scott Lee from her life, she is continuing to work on expunging her criminal record and meeting with her life coach. The only doors she is breaking down these days are the systematic biases against foster children. Okay. Kenya is continuing to grow her family of hair products. Ha ha ha. The Kenya Hair Spa recently celebrated a soft opening. The world's longest divorce just got a little longer. Mark recently moved to help Kenya. Wait, recently moved to have Kenya held in contempt of court.
Right. I'm gonna say he ain't moved to nowhere near her. I will say something about that right there. Like we said earlier, I was not here for the soft opening that they decide to give us in her little
special. She could have got a 2 special at least.
Her in her conclusion of the season. Like, what are y'all doing? What? And I couldn't wait to see how pretty her salon was going to turn out because the sketch was gorgeous. And so just to, us get the one little scene of, the purple and her standing there. And I was just like, that's all we're going to get? That's all you're giving us? I don't know why they only giving us that, but.
Didn't Karen get like a 2-part Surrey County something? Like, why couldn't we get a 2-part little day before the opening and the open? Like, she couldn't. A little special? Like, that's pretty big. But
well, maybe maybe they are listening to us, with the marks that they missed and the things that we are griping about. Maybe production and Andy, they can hear our pleas and maybe get some new faces around, because right now the ladies are not earning their paycheck. It's blah 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 blah, and with blah 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 comes with blah blah blah. It's just we will take things, and we're trying to make lemonade out of lemons, and you're not giving us get big juicy lemons to squeeze from. You're giving us these little bitty teeny tiny miniature ones, and it's not good. It's not help. It's not working. I need more. I need more. So, and you reviewed New York. You like New York's reboot, right?
Yeah, I cannot attest to it how it was before. I only watched like the first like couple seasons, like back in the day, like 1, 2, 3, like, and then I stopped. So I can't attest to where it left off before this reboot. But what I can say is it got the people talking. It was trending.
Yes, it did.
Like, so hey, I'm not trying to put nobody out of a job. Never, never, never. But all I'm saying is it may be time to reconfigure some things, and maybe even just on the production side, like, who knows? But something's got to give, because the ratings don't lie. Numbers don't lie.
Yeah, it's their ratings have been really bad. I like this comment.
This was not a good season.
Prison said they not like Kenya. They not like Kenya. They not like the Kenya. They trying to get her back from not, showing the wedding. Could be that too.
That might have solidified where she stands in their eyes for forevermore. Some people don't get over stuff like that or
I was
whatever.
thinking even more recent when she fell. How did they take care of her, and how did that all? When she fell on production,
Yeah.
and the security, everybody had to pick her up and stuff. I'm not saying she was being mean. I'm just saying maybe she wasn't like in the best places. She might have rubbed somebody the wrong way, knowing that because Quarters kept, she did have to go to more than one hospital, right?
Yeah.
And then Cindy went with her. So I'm just saying it could have been a little friction in that funk of it in there, more recent, other than the wedding. The wedding was so far ago. I don't think they're still holding on to that kind of grudge. Not saying they're not saying they are. I'm just saying I feel like she might have rubbed somebody the wrong way in this.
Perhaps because you know how we have all heard how, at least before, how production loves Kandi. We've always heard that production loves Kandi. They love Kandi. They love Kandi. We've heard that some other people they might not like or whatever. I don't think we've ever heard yay or nay how they feel about Kenya though. I want to know. And if it's not that great, then yeah, this would make sense why we didn't see any of her major events this season.
I don't feel like it wasn't for no reason. Yes, they sent her to the native hospital, then they transferred her, right?
Yeah.
So that happened to me, I'm gonna be pissed. Like, I'm Kenya Moore. I'm Kenya D Moore. Don't send me to no native. Nothing. Figure it out. I'm at work. I got hurt at the job. So working compensation and get this thing going and let's figure it out. So I really feel like it might be something to do with that.
Oh no, it's definitely what we can agree on is it's definitely something, and it's apparent because there's no any other. If it was anybody else, typically we would have seen their event, them opening a business or something like.
That was, like she said, it was a soft opening, but still, we've seen soft off openings.
We've seen a freaking fashion show with no fashions. So yeah, okay, like yeah, we've seen it all. So don't sit here and try to tell me, especially someone like Kenny who's been on the show for how many seasons now, and she don't get no spinoffs, she don't get none of this and that. And this is not me saying that she's above reproach. She's never done anything wrong. She's just so perfect. Because no, I mean, Kenya does have her stuff about her. But something's not right on the business side when it comes to that. That's too coincidental that all those types of scenes got cut with her. Yeah. But all this Scott Lee and Marlo bullshit, all that stuff made it. Come on now.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Look at what hotel they chose for her trip to Birmingham.
I mean, it was fine by me. But yes, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, absolutely. So was that the panel? We still got a little bit more left, don't we? Because we still got to get through court and through in the.
But wait, there's more, guys. Okay, so end up that, and I'm just like, okay, well, we saw their their things. I'm like, what about Sanya and Drew? Oh yeah, so Sanya and Drew. Production had wrapped up filming January 28th. On March 1st, the cameras began filming again. And we all know why, because we all heard about this and we were all like, oh man, but then they just stopped filming. Nope, they picked it right back up.
Thank God.
Yes. Marlo, as well as the other ladies, and it was Marlo, Sanya, and Sheree, but Marlo specifically, we see her at her, computer or whatever, looking up, scrolling through blogs, headlines, divorce. Ralph Drew, divorce. Apparently, one of them filed for divorce, and it's hit the blog. So of course, the other ladies are going to talk about it, and we going keep filming it. And so then Marlo FaceTimes Sheree or whatever, and they go over the details of who filed or whatever. Y'all, Drew beat Ralph there 61 minutes before. And he was also the first one to go to the blogs, though. So that's how the whole story got misconstrued or whatever. Ty is also brought up, and the whole, I guess, love triangle situation they had going on. And Sonya's like, oh my gosh, they were just so in love a couple weeks ago. How could this have happened? Sanya, get a clue. Like,
read the room.
Like, are you serious right now? Like, if y'all don't know by now that they put up appearances, and it's not even, honestly, we're not even going to sit here and say that when we have issues with our significant other or whatever, we can't, we just argue the whole way in the car, and now we got to pull up to this thing. And, sometimes you do just have to table stuff until you guys can talk about it later or whatever. Mm-hmm. But that's not this. That's not just you left the milk out on the counter or something. That's not, none of that. They were clearly putting on huge appearances that really were not indicative of what was really going on behind closed doors. So that's what that was, Sanya. And I think Drew was always trying to convince herself as well. When she said that they were in such a good place or whatever just a couple months ago, no, that was what you thought. You guys weren't in a good place. Trying to tell yourself you were in a good place, but you weren't. You were hoping. Mm-hmm. So Manetta also popped in the confessional, and she confirms that Drew made a statement to her about, I guess Ralph's birthday. He had said this at the wrap party, that his birthday was the following Tuesday or whatever, his 40th birthday. Apparently Drew brought Ty to the party, and she disclosed something along the lines of, if this don't work out with him or something, that Ty's gonna be my new boo or something along those lines, y'all. I'm paraphrasing. And so, I mean, we don't know, and we probably won't know. But anyway, so March 3rd rolls around, and Sanya is in bed. She is discussing Mommy Nation business with her mom, and with her partner, her business partner. Her mom is in the kitchen whenever she brings her some breakfast or whatever. And we can obviously tell that something's off. And when her mom comes in, she starts to divulge that she unfortunately she lost the baby. And it all came about just the way that it came about was why I was saying before, it probably wasn't the best idea for her to tell Ducey everything that was going on right from the get-go, because when she had to break that information to him, he of course didn't take it well. And at the same time, she couldn't be disingenuous to him. She felt as though she was obligated to tell him what happened, because every single night he would put his hand on her stomach and he would just, pray that his baby, there's a girl, and that she's healthy and everything, and amen and good night. And Sanya had to tell him. Of course, Ross was not there. It didn't seem as though Ross was there even when she told him. I understand. I'm not going to say that, oh, see, this is why Ross should be here, because if he was here, this wouldn't happen. Like, we're not going to say that, because that doesn't even make sense. Like, unfortunately, things happen in life. But I do feel as though, like, dang, you weren't here. She could tell him, like, just wasn't here at all. And she was going through such a traumatic situation. It all occurred in New York.
Yes. Her miscarriage happened in New York. But before you even move to that, it wasn't even that for me. It's the fact that Ross said he didn't want her to tell him about the miscarriage at all, and that they would try and fool him and not tell him.
I missed that.
Oh yeah. He said, he told Sanya, let's not tell him. Let's just try again, and let's just and then that way he won't know. But that's why it was said that Ducey holds the stomach, talks to the baby every night. Sanya said she couldn't lie to him no more. She couldn't do that lie every night, especially if he praying over her belly, and that's hurtful to her. Ross don't know, because Ross ain't sitting there with her. He ain't laying in the bed with her. He ain't by her. So he doesn't. It's not bothering him to lie to Ducey. It's not a thing for him. But for him, and I mean, they did show him.
Home.
No, he was right over the baby. He was there. I shouldn't say it like that, but I just feel like he's not even looking at it like that. And yeah, he did tell her not to tell. And I got where we're going with it, but at the same time, I was like, that ain't it.
Yeah, that I can. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. And I mean, even again, I wasn't really trying to go into all the details or whatever because I don't, want this to trigger anyone. But even it wasn't. She had found out from Dr. Jackie that it no longer looked as though it was a viable pregnancy prior to her leaving. So she wanted to do the DNC once she got back, but her body was like, no, ma'am. And that it occurred so it could, even if she wasn't away on business, this could happen at home. Like this could have happened regardless. So I'm not say that, oh, Ross, you should have been there.
Well, she was already cramping and stuff. So it was, the body was already rejected. But the part I understand Ross's point, but my thing is, when you have a son that is as active as their son is in the pregnancy so early, you can't lie to that kid. That's not one you can lie to. Those are the ones that the person, that kid doesn't care about you being pregnant, doesn't care about your sibling, don't care about you being pregnant. You can lie to that baby. Now that baby, that kid, that older sibling, you can lie to that baby all day long and he wouldn't care. You ain't lie to a kid that's praying on your stomach. Talking about they want their baby sister. That would never work. That's all I was saying. But I do get the point of view. I wouldn't, you don't want to break his heart. You don't. But that's going back to saying you knew y'all gonna get pregnant. Like it had to be immediate, which usually happens. So I ain't mad at that. He knew his promise was swim.
Exactly. So her mom was like, I'm not saying this was as a result of working hard or anything like that, but definitely, and just like with anything in life, at least with me, whenever some big life thing happens or just anything in life happens, it's always a good time to reflect and just think like, okay, should I do anything different? Like just reflect. And at this time, I think definitely was good advice for her mom to say, like, maybe just, slow down and, take a breather and then, go on from there. So I really hope that's something she has done. I see them on like vacations together, color coordinated and whatnot. So I'm hoping, she just, I hope this is a very relaxing.
I cried both times that I watched it. It triggered me both times. I knock on wood. I'm not getting pregnant ever again. So knocking on wood don't mean nothing. But I had never experienced a miscarriage, thank goodness. So that's but I've known people that have and had to talk them into, nobody wants to hear you're gonna have another baby. They're just, mourning the loss at that time. So yeah, it was really a sad moment, and I really appreciated the mother being there and saying that she wish she was there more. Yvette, I did touch on this. I did say this. The scene with Marlo was telling. I think Dr. Jackie knew that they didn't want to say in front of the cameras. The way she said children are resilient. Right. I said the same thing. I said she been in the longest she's been. She knew then the cameras was probably rolling and she didn't want to break her heart right then, especially
for that.
And especially because, like I was telling Barb earlier, and she knew when her cycle was. That's like very key. If you know when your cycle is, and we're going with what you're saying, and you come again and you say it's off, either you lied about your cycle and you was wrong, and that's fine because nobody's holding your feet to the fire with that. They always tell you that, as close as you can remember, whatever. But I just felt like she knew. And I mean that she knew her last cycle, and Dr. Jackie knew like this ain't right. You ain't got to start coming late. It's just that you showed up, guy. You showed up.
I could see that, and I feel like they were obviously trying. Like she, for whatever reason, whether it had been through persuasion or just genuine wanting that, they were obviously purposely trying to get pregnant. So I'm pretty sure she was tracking it. I'm assuming, like, if I was purposely trying to get pregnant, I would have my app up here like,
come on.
I'm assuming that's what happened. So
that just had to happen.
That's it's terrible. It's a terrible situation. But she
maybe
she's pregnant. She's pregnant now. So
right. But then again, now we all know, even you have not had your children yet. This is a learning experience that you learned yourself now. So you know what I'm saying? She might have not known in that moment, but now she knows. And a lot of women also know, because we all been told, like, the first trimester don't really say anything because you just never know what's going to happen. I wonder if they jumped the gun on telling so they could have a story like, I
pray that they didn't, but that's a good point.
That is an excellent point. Hey, Libra scale.
Hi.
Oh, thank you for coming in. You've been on my on my YouTube page too. So on my IG as well. So I've been seeing you. Thank you for your support. Them Libra scales don't play. It's like, you are. I'm feeling about you. Yeah, thank you for coming. We don't mind you. Just make sure you hit the like button when you come in. We're streaming from both channels, Barb's channel and my channel. So hit a like on both channels for me. Okay, honey? Thank you so very, very much. What they say? Let me get this. I cackle every Sunday. Ask me when my last. Me too, girl. No, me and Princess she's not of a particular age as much as I am, but we're both of a particular age. We both have grown children, and so for us, that is a joke. It used to be a joke in itself for me as well. I used to write them down, but it didn't matter. I just laugh when they say they're like, anything. And I'm one that usually have it. Mine were on. If it was on the first, it was on the first that full year. If it was on the 20th, it was on the 20th that full year. Like
on Wednesdays.
This fool said she didn't put a date. She put Wednesdays.
It does. I'm on birth control, so like it literally comes on Wednesday every Wednesday. So not every Wednesday, the same Wednesday every month.
We got you.
Yeah,
they got it. But yeah, so I just feel like this is another good thing about, even though it might have not worked in Sanya's favor at the time, but a lot of women now know. Just keep it to yourself for a little bit, especially when you're dealing with a kid. If you're dealing with your kid that is so involved and want you to be pregnant, or been asking for a sibling for how long, So
yeah, I think I definitely. I mean, I can obviously see why they just, it just probably just came out like, oh, we're having another baby. Like I can see it. So we're not judging her. We're not, shade her or anything like that. But it's just, this is literally why we say maybe hold off just a little bit. So, but that's it with Sanya. She's expecting, I guess, sometime in December. Is what I heard. Mm-hmm. And we left off with Sanya's family has finally moved out, but they live 10 minutes away. She and Ross immediately got back to work growing their family, and now they're pregnant again. And honestly, as much as we, had our opinions about her living situation and stuff like that, for the baby's sake, I'm glad that they only moved 10 minutes away, because I don't think that he's not still in Austin working so much. I wish them the best. I will say though that this scene did touch me enough to the point that regardless of this whole reboot and all that stuff, whatever, if they don't and they do decide to come back and whatever, if they keep everything the same, I wouldn't mind seeing her come back, just because I'm curious as to where she's gonna be after this whole pregnancy and stuff like that. I'm curious about that.
Agreed. I want to see where it goes, and I agree with you with the 10-minute. Anytime there's a parent close in proximity that can, that you're supposed to be close, that's always a good thing, because it does take a village. We do need those extra hands We do need that. Every extra hand we can get, we need it, especially in the beginning. Um, and especially when you have another little one. Like for me, Princess was asking when did I tell my kids? When Millie Lonnie, with my oldest to my youngest, they were 3 years apart. I don't even really remember with them two. I probably told her because she's a girl. I don't really feel like she ever asked me for a sibling. I probably told her when I started showing. I waited probably to tell her. When it came to my third child, she came when my older kids were 10, 10 and 13. So they were excited about having another sibling. Even though it wasn't with their father, they were excited because they like Damon. They like my husband. So they were excited about it. And I feel like I probably told them early because let me tell my business. I probably stopped smoking or drinking or doing, having a good time and playing, doing me like I did with my family or my friends, and I wasn't doing it no more. And they probably took notice, so I just went ahead and told them, like, yeah, mommy's about to have a baby, so mommy's not partying no more. And so that's how that probably happened. And then with the other was they all 3 years apart. I probably waited. I don't remember. I think the only one that I didn't wait was with my 10-year gap because they were ready. They were more than ready. Like, oh, hey, we got a new sibling coming. It was, cracking. Them other ones, they like, you have another kid? Who told you? Who told you to do that?
Yeah, yeah. I definitely think that that's it. It just depends, I guess, on your dynamic and the ages and all that type of stuff. So
yeah, it definitely does. So I'm sorry, go back.
I mean, yeah, that's it for Sanya. And the final scene, y'all, of this season
This is funny.
was Ralph. 5 days or actually
that was March 4th. This is March 4th. They are doing their confessional look. March 1st is when it hit the blogs about time. Mm-hmm. Okay, go ahead.
So Ralph and Drew, they're separate, of course, but they each, of course, got pulled back in to film their confessionals and all that. And that was 5 days after filing for divorce. I did write it down. I was like, what? Sheree is also there. She was wrapping up her confessionals or whatever too. Kenya FaceTimes Drew, and she's just kind of telling her that, she's there for her. She can call anytime. And, she's there for her. So we also see that, I guess, Kenya and Drew, they have formed a more solid friendship, which makes sense, especially because given the circumstances, right? Obviously. Mm-hmm. And Drew also says that, yeah, well, Jojo, he seemed kind of sad. And my 7-year-old was asking, like, where's dad and whatnot. So you already kind of are seeing that how everything is just trickling down and cracking and stuff like that. So while she's telling Kenya this or whatever on the phone, because she's in glam at this point, Sheree pops in. And of course, I'm already thinking, like, I just felt like Sheree was popping in to be messy, more so, or just to get the tea than to be there for her. But maybe that was me just projecting my own feelings. Rightfully so, though. I mean, it's Sheree. Come on now. Right. So then she hangs up with Kenya. They love you, bye, whatever. Sheree then extends her support, and I've also been through a super public divorce, so I definitely never want to see anybody's marriage break apart. But I've been there, I empathize with you, so if you need anything, I'm here or whatever. And she's also like, is your mom still here? And Drew, this is also at a time where Drew lets us know that no, her mom is not there because she had to go back to Chicago. and be with her dad. Her dad, as we know, has been very, very ill to the point that now he is not talking or eating. And if you know anything about people and illness and stuff like that, that's usually very indicative of them entering the last stages before they transition. Typically, that's in my experience. So, so at that moment, Sheree is like, "Oh, okay." And she's also taken aback because she's like, I actually lost my dad just 2-3 days ago, actually. So yeah, I definitely can understand that. And then she breaks down, and I'm like, at that point, I was like, well, this is too much going on for me, and I'm also a little confused too because
Why we just not here?
Yeah, why are we just not here? Like, why? Like, you don't talk about Martell and these freaking Stella McCartney or whatever, these Alexander McQueen bags, but you don't talk about what's really going on in your family. When have we ever heard her even reference her dad? Like, I didn't even know.
I didn't even know her dad was a lot of girl.
She has a dad, y'all, but I didn't even know she had a dad that was around like that. Like, we've heard about her mom, but
you've seen her mom.
You've seen her mom, so
yeah.
She's breaking down. I'm confused. I'm so.
And you've been on the show for 14, 15. You're OG. She been on 15 years. She OG. If not, she came in right after. No, Sheree's the only OG. Yeah. Kandi came on the second season. She's the only OG on the channel right now.
I mean,
we ain't never heard you talk about your daddy.
Like what? And then she started so then Drew's really like, oh my God.
Oh yeah.
She goes out, and it's just a lot of emotions. It's just too many emotions in one room. And at this point, she's fine. She's done getting glammed up or whatever. She looked really beautiful. She did look really nice. And she goes in to start on her confessional. Before she can even say anything, she starts crying because she remembers the last time that they were there. Her being her and Ralph, they were in such a good place just 2 months prior. Okay, whatever. And she's like, the public thought that Ralph filed for divorce, but it was actually me. That's when we find out that she actually beat him by 61 minutes. She told Sheree that before she left the room. But yeah, she's ready to do her confessional. And Ralph, actually, I think he did his the next day, but then we start this whole split screen thing because he don't need no glam or whatever. He probably wants glam, but he don't need no glam or whatever. So we were able to just pop him in next to her now. And March 4th, they both do their simultaneous, or he does his and she's doing hers. And Drew says, a number of things in the marriage were just like not working. They haven't been working. I lost my voice. And of course, she's saying one thing, he's saying the polar opposite. But at the same time, y'all, I'm not even going to tell you, we didn't really get the meat and potatoes like we would have probably wanted to, because both of them quickly, which I can't even fault them for this, because I would have already. Like, let me
call a lawyer.
Yeah, they're entering a divorce, and we know that. You can't be divulging certain stuff, and you need to be very mindful of the things that you say. So there was a lot of questions and stuff that they couldn't really answer or were very obtuse in answering. So I think at one point production even asked she allowed inappropriate relationships with women. Oh, Drew was like, yeah, I allowed inappropriate relationships with women, Tampa.
Mm-hmm.
And he says that he asked, I didn't catch everything he said. He asked for a divorce first, and then I kicked off an argument into him asking for a divorce. He brought up divorce first. I think that sparked an argument, and then he wound up asking directly for a divorce. They never divulged what specifically led up to it that day. Whether it had been a fight, an argument, or whatever happened that day, we can't talk about that yet because it's off limits until he enters his plea or whatever, however that works. Her filing though mentioned something about infidelity, and production asked her about that. He says that he did come back into the bedroom after the movie wrapped, and she denies that. No, you didn't. Why are you lying? And then simultaneously, when she's giving this, the whole Mimi rumor breaks. And I say the Mimi rumor meaning where Mimi shared something that kind of insinuated that something may have gone on between Ty and Drew.
Was it a picture? Was it a picture?
Something. She said, quote, something.
I think it was text messages. I feel like it was a picture.
It was not, no, it wasn't nothing direct like that. It was just something that could have been, I remember something that could have been taken, like, you're clearly, yeah, it kind of substantiated the rumors that we had already been hearing or whatever. I don't know what it was though. Y'all get me together in comments. Production even asks Ralph about Ty and Drew, like, are they dating? And Ralph says that they have a friend relationship. He can't talk about it any further than that, though. So that leaves us with nothing more than we had 5 minutes ago. And also, unfortunately, had the displeasure of seeing Courtney again in the confessional for whatever reason. And
why, Lord?
Huh?
Why, Lord? Why?
She lets us know that, yeah, she's known Drew to be a good time girl. She knew her to be bisexual. Ralph is aware of it. Yeah, that's like their thing or whatever. And Drew, she's laughing at the low reaches, of course. And Courtney's like, yeah, Drew, she visits her in Texas. And this is also
when you do her voice and crack that voice like an old lady, it's funny.
That's what I hear. Like, I'm just doing it in the way, like, this is literally what I hear in my ear. She sounds like a badger, like a goat, like something like that. It's weird. But she also, I'm still. Okay, yeah, yeah. She gave us like it was like some, like really neat. She also please step back in the name. Oh, y'all too much for me. Yes. Courtney also was caught on a hot mic moment because like the rookie she is, she was sitting there. But they were still technically rolling or whatever, or she was still mic'd, I should say. And she's like, yeah, well, you guys should not leave me in a room this along with vodka because what she said, she's like, I wasn't going to say it on camera, but of course, like I have pics in my phone, and that's clearly why she was pushing so hard for that adoption. She just wanted someone to pay her bills while she has a what was I know I wrote it down, while she has a kid in a gay a gay relationship or something. She said some weird. She's like gay lesbian relationship or something. So we clocked her right then and there. And Drew also, when she was asked about Ty or whatever, she's like, oh yeah, she's a WNBA player. And and we met on the set of Kandi on the set of the movie.
We met on the set of Kandi's movie. I was like, relax, okay. So what?
Yes, a sheep, not a goat, a sheep. And Drew, she doesn't confirm or deny the relationship. She says that she's like, I just got this text. Okay, so is it true or is it not? Like, she doesn't confirm or deny it, and she's like, she heard the rumor from Ralph. He started with these type of allegations when leading up to this and all that. So
she said it's more than just that, though. She said it was more than that, but this is the one he chose to go with.
Alan,
Right.
this being one of, I don't know what else. I guess we have to wait for his plea or whatever to know exactly what he's been trying to frame her with. But something tells me that anything he's going to try to frame her with is actually the things that he's been doing, because that's typically what people like to do. They like to project their own insecurities and their own wrongdoings onto others. And this is not to say that Drew hasn't done anything, or she has been, the perfect partner as well. But two things are definitely for sure. She may be lying about some stuff sometimes, but you are not a good person, sir. So that's where we end it, y'all, until we get these reunions. I still don't know if it's going to be 2 parts or 3 parts. I mean, I thought it was going to be 2, but now I'm thinking maybe.
I heard only 2, but I don't know.
They got this whole sit down part with her and Ralph now, I guess. So I was like, maybe it'll be 3 then. I don't know, y'all.
That would be something. That would get the ratings up if they did do a 3-part, but that last part would be basically what was the real breakdown and how much they then played in our faces. Because that's all they've been doing. Like, it don't make no sense.
I don't know. I don't remember what she said, but she said that he is the SHIT starter of it all. Whatever he's been spewing is not her truth, and it all.
I don't know who's lying. I don't know who started it. I don't know. They just both so good at lying now at this point. Like, I don't even care. Just break up. And you never want to see a demise of a divorce or a demise of a relationship. But at this point, we can just tell that it would be better for them not to be together and for them to go their separate ways, especially because Ralph thinks it's better and liberating to be in his own room.
Exactly.
So we already know how that was going to go. And then as far as Courtney goes, as far as on Speak On It, she basically was a cheerleader for Ralph, and everything she basically said is that Drew is a liar. She's a fun girl. They pretty much have an open relationship is the way she was trying to put it. They met, from what I've heard. I don't know if I heard this on the Speak On It, or from somewhere else, but what I've heard is that they met at a swingers club or a swinging event in LA. And that's how their relationship started. They're probably not too far-fetched, maybe. But even still, it's like, do y'all have an open relationship or not? I feel like if it was open, why did all this mess it up? So that's why I don't know. I don't really particularly think that it was an open relationship. But then you hear Drew say, she allowed a lot of things in her relationship, in her marriage. So when she says that, I'm like, well, what did you allow? Or what did you allow when he must have went overboard? So I would like to know all those answers to all those questions, and I would hope that they can give it to us. But Robert said, adopt JoJo, I knew then he wasn't worth a damn.
And I still feel that way. At the same time, I mean, if it was, I don't know, like if it wasn't, I also think that she could have shortchanged herself with that whole thing too. Then if they started off as and meeting in swingers type of clubs, if they already came into it like unconventionally, then yeah, that is going to spark issues. But it just seems like there are two people that came together because that, although it made me look at him like, are you serious? It also made me look at her like, why is this just not like, why, huh? Like,
well, we didn't touch on this stuff. We didn't touch on the fact that what she told Manetta, that, if this don't work out between her and her husband, that she will want to pursue, or
I said that. She said that.
I know that I'm saying we didn't reiterate it right now, saying pretty much like,
why does she have any reason to lie? So
that's what I'm saying. So for Drew to even say that out loud of her, outside of herself to Manetta, to me feels like, one, y'all stop lying about Kandi outing her, because that's untrue. Kandi didn't out her. Kandi just reiterated what was said. that Drew said she had kissed a girl before. Then she redacted that and said, I've never kissed a girl. So now we're like, oh, okay, so you're just lying on camera just of it, and we don't like it. We don't because now that and you're mad at us, or you mad at anybody, be mad at yourself because you're the one that flip-flop with your own speaking to us, the audience, and now you're mad because we have an opinion on it, huh? Stupid.
Exactly. And it's just y'all, if y'all take away anything, please just take away the fact that this is why you should always tell the truth, because I feel like none of this would be even a little bit debatable if we felt as though Drew was always someone that told the truth. If she was viewed as someone who always tells the truth, then we would just be like, yeah, Ralph, yeah.
We can take it at face value, yeah, but we can't.
But now we have to be like, yeah, Ralph, you ain't ish, but at the same time, Drew, are you sure this is? We wouldn't even have that. She told the truth the entire time about everything.
This is it right here in a nutshell, and this is why I don't like to lie. You have to remember your lies, because if you don't, you're gonna get caught.
Yeah, and when you're also an adult at the end of the day, and who like, what are you gonna spank me? Like, I don't like. I'm not about to lie to you, like, because you can't. At the end of the day, you can't do anything to me anyway. Like, so why run your lie?
Right. So yeah, I hopefully we get some answers. Hopefully they do tack on if they do tack on 3, let it be about them, because we got, especially with the way y'all cliff hung the last episode with them added to the end, because we clearly had wrapped in January to come back March 1st to start retaping. So I'm really hoping that you guys can tie up the loose ends that we have, because when y'all don't do that, that leaves our imagination run wild. And that's how rumors get started and why things don't get cleared up. And Courtney's telling us her version, Ross telling his version, Drew's telling her version. Like, just give us the real version, y'all. Give us the real version.
What if you had to rate this season on a scale of 1 to 10? What would you rate it? Y'all, what would y'all rate in the comments too?
For the season, I'm gonna give it a 6. For the finale, I'll give it an 8, because it had some things. I enjoyed some of the things that were in there, like going to like archives. We hadn't been in there. Like, what was the other thing that I like? Oh, seeing Kenya's beauty salon being open on a soft open, but seeing that it's put together and it's done. Of course, the drama that we got right with Drew finding out, going, and it's so funny how they show her talking in the confessional when she's all one way and lying and all this other stuff, and then she turns around and she's like, I got 27 messages, and she doesn't get to look at them, but then but then they ask her about Ty, and she kind of perks up. She perks up.
I felt like she's playing on our faces.
Yeah, I was like, what am I watching here? Twilight Zone.
I can understand why she doesn't want to say it now, obviously, because that could, come back to bite her in the divorce. But you can't sit here and try to look us in our faces. And we saw your face light up, and we saw like, oh my gosh, like this is so ridiculous. Like we saw the like I was
like, girl, you was just here crying. I don't know what's wrong with our marriage and why. I don't know what's wrong, and I can't be. And the like. Did he move back in the room or did he not? Like, y'all will just bold-faced lie, and I'm tired of it. That is annoying to me. It's like we can't just get a straight answer from either one of them. From either one of them. It's so stupid. Oh, I just can't.
Anything, y'all, at the end of the day, I feel bad for the kids at the end of the day, because somehow they're going to be caught up in the BS of it all, and they don't deserve that. So it's just
So yeah, y'all, that was the end of that episode. We gonna come back to you guys next week with the first reunion. And the reunion looked like it might give a little bit. We do know that Kandi and Sheree are gonna get into it. Kandi and Drew are gonna get into it. Like Drew
and everybody.
Gonna probably get into it.
Yep.
And Kenya looks like she get into it a little bit with Marlo because she says what we were saying, which was Marlo looking like Mrs. Roper. Which I was like, dang, we all had the same sentiment. Like I didn't hear anybody before I saw it myself.
When you said that, when she said that, I was thinking about you. Like, I think
right, and I was like, and then I saw somebody else say it on their podcast, and I was like, oh, I guess we would have made us think that way. So to me, I was like, oh my gosh, but yeah, I can't wait to see how the Kandi and Sheree thing play out because the feeling when she said you can never, and she said, girl, yeah, I guess because she's so proud of her real butt. And she said she ain't put no shots in her thing. And so Kandi hit her with the you put them all in your face. I said,
yeah.
I didn't get turned on. Oh, probably. I can see that happening too. Maybe Marlo spoke with Mark about kicking the door. You know what? I can't. Shit. Y'all acting up.
Stay tuned. Stay tuned with us, please.
Yes. Stay tuned. We'll be back here on Tuesday next week around 3:15 or so. And you guys make sure you guys are following Barb. Get your notification bells up on California Cutie and Barb's channel because we both like to go live at different times when we can. So just have your notification bell buttons on so you don't miss anything. And we thank you guys for rocking with us because without y'all, we are nothing. Like Brandy said, I am nothing without you, baby. Okay, but I can't sing, so that's why y'all know. Anywho, we really, really, really appreciate you guys rocking with us. Like I said, we are nothing without you guys. Playback Gang, thank you guys for coming in and showing up because the next day I always check to see how many views we got, and you guys always show up for us, so we appreciate it. We really, really do. So yeah, y'all, we are going in this live, and I guess we will see y'all next week. Happy Tuesday. Happy Taco Tuesday. I'm about to go make some tacos. I'm not going to eat them, but I might have one. I had a salad today. We're on our workout, y'all. Me and Barb. We're on our workout. So y'all get with it. Y'all want to join us with the workout? Come join us because we are doing it out. Y'all hear me?
Yeah,
all right. Look at her face. She don't want to do it no more.
My legs hurt, y'all. My thighs.
My thighs hurt too. That's a good thing. I needed to hurt a little bit more. And I just bought some protein shake and stuff that my daughter just put me on. And she got me on the same protein shake. It's a pre-workout drink. So you put that in there before you work out, and it's supposed to like boost your stuff. I said, well, I should have been did that. I don't really need much to boost my I just get up and go. I just be ready to get up and go. So that's what I
feel like I could like flip a car. So yeah, sometimes.
That's what I'm talking. I ain't even did all that. I can't wait to try all of that good stuff. So I'll come back and let y'all know how it went next week and see where me and Barb are. We shouldn't be as sore next week if we keep up with what we're supposed to be doing.
Yeah, that's that part. Just get back to it.
We gotta keep it up. We're gonna see. But you guys, y'all know we love y'all. Love y'all so much. We see y'all next week. Love y'all. I love haters. I love haters. I love haters. I love haters.